In this video, we're gonna take a look at my top farming spots if you want to solo farm any mobs in Guild Wars 2 to get the most amount of gold, spirit shards and karma. These are the most efficient spots to farm without any allies. I will go over the farming spots and how you can make them work. So be sure to watch the whole video to not miss out on an important farming spot. And the last one is, in my opinion, also the most rewarding one. So without much further ado, let's jump right in. So for the maximum reward, you should min-max your boosters. So that means you should use all the boosters that I have here. So New Year's gift, utility enhancement, either giving you karma or giving you more magic find, getting ascended food that gives you more gold find, more magic find, and more experience gain and more karma, very helpful. An item booster or more magic find, using experience boosters, karma boosters, using, of course, some well-rested buff. Guild banner, if you have access to it, really want to go try hard, you can also go for blackline boosters that you can purchase for laurels. And for example, the utility consumables, this one is very good. Or tuning icicle, they can be really good. Use your birthday boosters, like I mentioned, all those boosters here, very important. Use your New Year fireworks booster. And if you don't want to use gemstore items like those that you can from blackline chest and from gemstore, use candy corn gobbler and use the snowflake gobbler for a little bit more gold and experience gain as well. So you should go for the karma enrichment or the experience enrichment, and you should of course go for the guild experience booster that you can get the highest amount. And for the Jadebot core, you should go for magic trophies or might trophies. Those two are the best options for the most part. They are a little bit of an investment, but after that you get very much gold out of them if you just open those packs here and get a nice amount of loot as well. So you want to get the most out of your farming time. Only then you achieve the numbers that I mentioned in this video. But of course you can still do the farming spot without it and will be still lucrative, just not as high as possible. So with that much out of the way, let's start with the first farming spot. The first farming spot is very simple. Just do tier 1 rifts. Do not use any motivations, just do the baseline version and just farm them over and over. Of course, sure, if you want, you can also go for the weekly ones, but it's not necessary for this farm. You can just stay in one web over and over. The idea here is that you try to kill the mobs as fast as you can and then the boss as well. And of course, don't scale it up. So that means you try to be alone or in a very small group so that you don't have to scale it. Because as soon as more players join you in this event, there will be more mobs spawning, or at least more mobs that you have to kill, and that scales it up and it takes longer to actually. If you then convert all the stuff that you get into gold, most importantly, you convert your rift essences into gold using the Garlead Claw vendor in the Wizard's Tower, or use this portable Wizard's Tower exchange here and under this one, and then go to Essences exchange and exchange 35 rift essences to the Ritz here or to the Tyrian defense seals to get just either favors that you can convert into gold using my guide, link is in the description and also in the top right hand corner, to convert favor into gold, or use the Tyrian defense seal if you are lazy and want to instantly get your money. You get around 9.5 gold per hour. That's not crazy, but you have to take into account this is the solo farm and you can do it 24/7. Now let's take a look at my bonus tip, because if you are a core player and don't have any expansions, there is actually a farming spot that you can also use. This one I'm talking about is actually in Frostgorge Sound. Yeah. So you would farm here in the Descent Recipe. So you would go from bottom to top or whatever and would just follow up here, kill all the Grawl. When you are done, you drive back with the Beetle and do this over and over. They respawn so fast that you just kill all the Grawl and you get decent amount of loot, very decent amount of experience. You don't get any karma in this farm, but you get a lot of materials that you can sell. It's very baseline, just kill all the Grawl over and over. And it's actually really fast if you have a dedicated farming build. So if you want to have a dedicated farming build, be sure to check out this video about the Vindicator farming build. That's extremely strong, especially in this farm. And if you do this farm consistently, you get very nice amount of gold. You get around 10 gold or even more, depending on how much luck you have. And if you have boosters, it gets even higher just by farming it over and over. And of course, if you convert the spirit shards from the experience that you get here. It's very lucrative even for a core player. That's the, so to say, my 1.5 bonus tip. And then let's talk about the next second location there where you can farm solo, and is actually a little slightly better than the first one that I mentioned, is in Dragonfall, and specifically in the Burning Forest of Dragonfall. So that would be specifically here. So you would farm and run around in a circle and always kill all the mobs here, do the events that spawn here, and kill just over consistently all the mobs, all the veterans that spawn here. And this will not only give you a lot of loot, but it will also give you from the karmic retribution that you can get in this map. So you get just some karma dropping from the enemies, and very much the biggest amount of money that you get here is from volatile magic. So you get a lot of volatile magic, and then you convert the volatile magic into gold. If you want to know how to do this, be sure to check out this guide in the top right hand corner or in the description below. It's very lucrative as well, very brain off again, very easy to do 24/7, just do it. You can do it alone, use a good farming build, very nice. This Burning Forest farm gives you consistently around 10 gold per hour when you convert every volatile magic and spirit shards into gold. But, and that's the important part here, it also gives you roughly 100,000 karma per hour if you have the karmic retribution that you can get for Dragonfall. So very nice and a consistent karma farm. The last one, and by far best option in my opinion, is Sandswept Isles. So you go to Sandswept Isles and farm in the Western Complex. So you farm here and just go over and over again, run around in a circle, kill all the Inquest and Awakened that spawn here, and also kill the veterans. So this one is a little bit harder in terms of difficulty. There are more difficult mobs and more annoying mobs, but there's also more lucrative. Again, you get the karmic retribution here. That means you get karma from here, you get a lot of experience, so spirit shards that you can convert into gold, and you get a lot of volatile magic again that you can convert into gold again. Be sure to check out the guide again in the description below. That means you get a lot of gold from here, and if you sum that up over the course of an hour, that averages around 13 gold per hour. Of course, you should use your boosters here, and you should use a dedicated farming build, because if you don't, this can be quite challenging, because there are quite a lot of tough and annoying mobs. But like I said, that's probably the best location where you can farm. I just want to point out that Guild Wars 2 has a huge map and a huge amount of farming spot that you can actually use to farm gold, karma, spirit shards consistently. So this is just my personal favorite list of farming spots that I actually think are really worthwhile doing and are very enjoyable to do. That doesn't mean that you have to use the same. It's just my personal preference. Just wanted to put out this disclaimer at the end here. Let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful and if I missed any crazy good farm. If you want to have a dedicated farming build that is really good in doing what I just did, be sure to check out this video. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch and Patreon. Thanks Malice, thanks Lane, and I hope to see you all in the next video.